What a beautiful day it is today. Not a cloud in the sky. Unfortunately, I still got another class to attend before I get to go home, but I just got the notification that something was delivered to the house. Oh, this is gonna be torture. Alright, Moto dudes and dudettes, as I'm sure you've been able to figure out by now, the performance part that I was waiting on in the mail is actually a Dyno Power Commander 5 for the KTM RC and Dude 390s. Now, I know there's a couple other piggyback ECU choices out there. There's the Athena, there's also the H5 Bazzaz. The reason why I went with this one in particular, it's been around for a long time. It's got a long track record, it's got a lot of feedback. There are a lot of maps for it, and it's very modular. I didn't get a chance to look too much into some of the other ones, but I know this one in particular, it's got some plugs on it that allow you to add other attachments later. So this Power Commander 5 is the base model, nothing fancy. It is a fuel controller as well as an ignition timing controller, meaning you can alter both parameters. It's not just for fuel only. And in addition to that, Dyno does make other attachments such as a quickshifter for your KTM RC390. It also has an O2 sensor for the autotune, which allows you to, basically it data logs all of the information and it allows you to tune the Power Commander 5 yourself. So it really, if you really want to become involved in the tuning and the maintenance and you know, all the performance of your bike, this unit really allows you to do that. It gives you all of the hardware you need to really tune and hone in your motorcycle, performance-wise at least. So the folks at Revzilla were really, really awesome. I'm very grateful. They hooked us up. They hooked me up. They hooked me up with, of course, some awesome kick-ass Revzilla stickers to put on the bike. And in addition to that, I think was really cool of them, there are some PDFs that you can download on the Dyno website for the Power Commander. They're instruction manuals. Revzilla actually printed these off for us. Now, I know they're not in color, but that's fine. They're high res. They're really easy to read, really easy to see. In depth, they show you everything you need to know, parts list. This right here is the installation package. So this shows you everything that comes in the box as well as the nomenclature so that you know what it is that they're referring to. So there you go, boom. And then in addition to this, of course, you've got the detailed pictures of the bike and where each plug goes so that you know what you're doing, you know where to look on the bike. It takes out all the guesswork. It makes it really easy to figure out what you're doing, even if you haven't done this kind of thing before. So that was really cool. Thank you, Revzilla, for doing this. Some other retailers, even some of the more reputable ones, they wouldn't probably do this. They would simply email you the links or the PDF file itself and say, here you go, these are the instructions, whatever, have fun. But nope, not Revzilla. They actually went the extra mile and printed these off for us. Now, in addition to the installation manual, we've also got a map installation manual. This is for if you have a map of your own to load on there. It comes already pre-installed with, or it comes from the factory with a bike-specific map already. So no matter what bike you got, the unit that you order for your bike, all the wiring and attachments are going to be ready to go. There's no cutting or splicing of wires as far as I know. It's all been pre-measured and put together for you. It's literally plug and play. You just disconnect the stock wiring harnesses where they tell you to, and then you would plug these in place of those. It intercepts the signal, sends it to the Power Commander unit, and then sends it on its way back to wherever it's going, but altered enough that it gives you that increased performance. Now, there are some other garages out there and race teams that have put together both street legal and off-road maps for depending on how many mods you've done to the bike. The one that comes loaded on the Power Commander is basically for a stock bike. So they assume that you haven't done a single thing to the bike yet, no exhaust, no intake, no turbos, nothing like that. And so it'll just basically improve on the stock performance of the bike. Because, as I've mentioned in other videos, the bikes will come from the factory tuned very lean. That means they use very little fuel to air in the air and fuel mixture. The cool thing about that is it really increases the fuel efficiency of the bike. The bad news is it tends to run very hot when you do that. And if you drive, constantly revving the engine up, or if you are in a hot climate like where I live in Arizona, that can be a problem, especially as soon as you start opening up the intake and the exhaust, like I've already opened up the intake. I haven't touched the exhaust yet, so I don't think I'll need to change the parameters of that. But with the opening of the stock intake box, I think we will definitely see some good improvements now with this thing installed. I know Rottweiler is a place you can go online that they actually sell their specific RC390 maps. I think that theirs might not be a street legal one, but if you're going to be racing your bike and you're not going to be riding it on the road, that's fine. That's exactly what you'd want, an all-out, balls-to-the-wall kind of map. If you've already decatted your bike and everything. So this right here is just the instruction guide that shows you how to load the new map files on there, and also if you have the software and the auto-tune, it allows you to go in there and alter the parameters yourself if you know what you're doing, or if you feel comfortable enough that you feel comfortable going in there and changing things. Also, obviously, if you change the sprockets, the gears or whatever on the bike, and maybe you want to make it a faster off the line bike with a lower top end, or the opposite, make it a slightly slower off the line but you have a higher top end so you can hang with your leader bike friends on the highways and whatnot, you can go in there and change all that with this, which is great. Okay, so in addition to the stickers and the packets that we got from Revzilla, in the box itself, we've also got a USB cable, which is going to allow us to load alternate maps on there. Remember, it does already come with a vehicle-specific map on here. It's just that it's meant for a stock motorcycle. No mods whatsoever. So you're still going to notice a little bit of an improvement, but if you've already decatted your exhaust and opened it up quite a bit, you're probably going to want to just go ahead and install a different map on there. And this USB cable will allow you to do that. Just plug it in. Alright, let's see, in addition to that, let's just go ahead and dump everything out here because this is hard to do one-handed. We've got your registration card, which I would strongly suggest you do with any electronics. It's much nicer than, finding out in a year or two something got broken there and it needs to be replaced, and now you got to go buy a whole new unit because you never sent in your registration. So definitely do this. I would definitely do that. They gave us some really cool stickers. I have already thought of a couple cool places I can put these on the bike. So I'll keep it subtle. I'll keep it classy. I don't want to turn the bike into a rolling advertisement, but I think that I got a good spot for at least these two here. It's the Dyno Jet and Power Commander. A couple of zip ties. They give you black ones, but I happen to have some really cool orange zip ties that I think I'll use in place of these if I end up zip tying anything to the body, to the frame, the lattice frame. And then this is just an alcohol pad for cleaning surfaces. Here, if you want to do like a removable mount where you don't need tools. Maybe you want to mount it to the inside of the battery box like I plan to do, and you want to be able to remove it. These are hook and loop, more commonly referred to as Velcro, but Velcro is a name brand, kind of like how Kleenex is a name brand of facial tissue. So these things here will allow you to mount it somewhere, and you can just pull it off at any time if you're moving stuff around, or if you're swapping out batteries, whatever. This little baggie here has some little rubber stoppers that you would put inside the holes. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. That you put inside the holes that you're not using on the Power Commander, and that way, you know, you don't get dust or water in there anytime that you wash the bike or ride through a dust storm like I often do here in Arizona. Alright, so there you have it, folks. Again, there are several other options out there for piggyback ECUs, and I'll go ahead and put some links in the description. Also, there's a couple of shops that I know and I really wanted to buy maps from. I just don't have the money yet. So I'll go ahead and include those links in the description too. I mentioned Rottweiler Performance, also horsepowerlogic.com. They do cars and motorcycles, I think, but I saw a couple of videos by Jack Cecil. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Sorry, bud, if I'm not getting that right, but Jack Cecil on YouTube. He's got one of these KTM RC390s also. He's got a Power Commander on there. He's got tons of mods on it, so he's already done quite a few modifications, and he has made, or the team has made some maps that you can purchase through them on their website. And you just basically at that point load it right on there using the USB cable, and you should be good to go. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into the channel, guys. It's great to be here making videos for you. I plan to make an installation tutorial here very soon for this to show you how to install it step by step. Hopefully I won't screw anything up. Until then, have fun and ride safe. Peace.